Hi, my name is Mary Walsh, and I am an instructor in the FAU School of Accounting Executive Programs. I teach ACG 6347, which is our cost accounting class, and I believe that is required of our forensic accounting and possibly the professional accounting programs. And really what it is one of the core courses that if you have not taken a cost accounting course before you get here, you must take it. It's part of the core course rather than the forensic work or the professional accounting work. My background is that I am a CPA. I am also an attorney. I have been a CPA for over 20 years. I've been teaching for the last 8, but before then I worked in public accounting and I worked for one of the Big 4 accounting firms. I was primarily a tax practitioner, and you may say, what does tax practice have to do with cost accounting? And I have to say, when I was first assigned this course 8 years ago, I asked that question myself until I actually went in and started preparing the course and found that tax practice is cost accounting. Cost accounting is based on understanding what to do with the resources or how to make decisions based on the use of resources within an organization. And a good tax practitioner isn't just thinking about saving taxes. A good tax practitioner is thinking about saving cash. And cash is the major resource, or one of the major resources of any organization. And I found that when I was preparing this class, so much of what I did as a tax practitioner was cost accounting. First of all, a good third of this class covers inventory costing. In your financial accounting class, you will have covered how inventory costs are reflected in the GAAP financial statements. But what you didn't cover is how you come up with those inventory cost numbers. You know what we cover in cost accounting? We cover how you come up with the inventory cost numbers. In tax, anybody who does a tax return for a manufacturer or a merchandiser has to spend a great deal of time in preparing that tax return, coming up with those inventory numbers. The rules are more or less the same between accounting and tax, and so a ton of what I did, which I called UNICAP in the tax world, was inventory costing over in cost accounting. And so I did a lot of that over while I was a tax practitioner, and I am really happy to share that knowledge with my cost accounting students. The other things that we did was as a tax consultant, as someone who gave advice on proposed transactions and what the tax consequences were of those transactions. A real tax person doesn't just tell you what you're saving in taxes. A real tax person evaluates everything that has to do with the transaction. What are the resources coming in? What are the resources going out? And what's the tax consequence? And boils it down to basically a present value analysis. What's the amount of cash that's going out? What's the amount of cash going in? And discounting it back to present value. This is what we did when analyzing transactions, and this is what we will do when dealing with cost accounting. An entity, a business entity, wants to engage in a particular strategy. What's the cash effect of that strategy? Taxes is one of the cash effects, but there are other cash effects as well, and we cover this in cost accounting. So we cover inventory costing, we cover decision making, and that decision making having to do with the use of resources within an entity. We cover budgeting, how an entity plans for using those resources, and we also cover how to determine whether our budgeting has been effective. It's a really good class. It's a backbone of what you need to know for the CPA exam or the CMA exam or the CFE exam, or just generally speaking for your accounting practice, as well as I actually use a lot of the cost accounting techniques that we talk about in this class in my actual personal life. It's a very useful class for just managing your own cash resources. So I really enjoyed teaching this class. I think it mixes things up. It's challenging, but there are various topics, so if you don't like one, you might like another. I like some more than I like others. and it's fast-paced, and I hope you take it. I hope to see you in my class. Thank you so much for watching this video.